it's the night before the craft fair, and today I've been feeling like nervous, then excited, then nervous, then excited, and it's just crazy. This has been something I've wanted to do for a couple of years, and I honestly just didn't think I could. But yeah, I'm most nervous about people seeing my stuff, getting information, and then wanting a custom order later. I personally don't love doing custom orders. They give me a lot of anxiety with getting them on time. Like, I've never had one late, but I get scared when I take them because I'm like, what if I don't have enough time? Because this is not my full-time job. I have a job, I go to college, and this is just something I do for fun. And when someone orders something, they expect to have a time frame, and I just live a life where I can't give a for sure time frame. And that's what I'm most nervous about, because that's what happens in life all the time, is that people find out and then they're like, oh, can I order this and this and this and this? And it just overwhelms me. I'd rather like make things and sell them. And I just like to make what I want to make just for fun and then sell those. And I know that's not the most business oriented, but honestly, this is my business, so it's for fun right now. This is not what I'm making a living off of. Like, yes, I want to make money off of what I'm doing for it, but I'm not trying to get a full-time wage off of it. If I did, that'd be great, but I can't right now because I have other commitments. And I'm just a little nervous about that. I've packed my car. The only thing I don't have in it is a table that I don't think is gonna fit. So I might have to have my parents drive that there. I'm gonna check it out. I really don't think I have room for it. My car is literally so full right now. But that's what happens when you have a small car. I have a friend who's staying the night, and then she's gonna help me all day tomorrow. So I have to go pick her up later. But other than that, I'm just hanging out at home alone and just trying to relax. I don't want to do anything too crazy and be tired because I have to wake up early tomorrow. I'm getting there at 6:30. The craft fair doesn't start until 9, but people can come in at 6:30. And just from experience of going to the school and seeing what it's like, because usually I would have other commitments, and I'd have to be there early for band stuff. And I just remember all these people being there so early, and I just don't really know exactly what all I need to do when I get there, so I'd rather be there way too early than be rushing to be ready in time. Plus, I'm sure people are gonna show up, or even people who have booths are gonna shop around before it actually starts. And if that doesn't happen, that's fine, but if so, I'd rather have everything set up and ready. And there's a couple things I need to figure out when I set up. Like, I have a bunch of different tablecloths that I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use. I just got them, I'm borrowing them from my church. So I need to look at that while I'm doing it. And then I know how I'm gonna set up most of it, but to get specific, I just wanna give myself plenty of time. But I'm ready. And I know I didn't really show much today, and that's just because today I just had to make business cards, which I wish I videoed it, but it's too late now. I was at the school I work at, so I didn't want to risk anyone who didn't want to be on camera being on camera, or one of my students who can't be.
Good morning, guys. I'm whispering so I don't wake anyone up. And I have some people over getting ready, but it is the morning of my craft fair.
So this is literally all I filmed at the actual craft fair, but as you can tell, my table changes because I sold some stuff, but we're gonna talk about that more in depth in just a second. Okay guys, it is, how many days? What is today? Monday? So it's 2 days after my craft fair, and I just wanted to talk about it a little and how I feel about it. So I want to start by saying I made $300 while I was there. I was not expecting to make that small of an amount. I had $1,000 worth of inventory that I took, and I thought I'd make at least 500, but I did not. So I made $300, and I actually had a friend who came and helped me out all day at the booth. So I wanted to give her a little something as a thank you, and I told her she could either pick out $50 worth of product that I had left over, or I'd just pay her in cash. And so she chose cash, so I paid her. So that meant that I made $250 after I paid her that. Some people told me I shouldn't pay someone who's helping me at the craft fair, but I honestly wanted her to know that I valued her help and her time. She helped me set up and she hung out with me so I wasn't alone there. It was my first craft fair, so that was really important to me. She helped me sell. She talked to people. You know, she had people that she knew that came up to our booth because they knew her. And I really valued what she brought to the craft fair for me. So I wanted to pay her as a thank you. So after that, I was at $257 in profit. And then I also had to think about what I spent on supplies for the craft fair. So I would guess that of the stuff I sold, I spent about $50 on the stuff that is used to make them, like the yarn, the safety eyes, the stuffing. But that's not including this money I spent on all the other stuff that didn't sell, or on the yarn that wasn't used on those. But I just want to do off of the stuff I sold. I'm guessing I spent about $50. And then I had my vendor fee of $60. So that was $110 right there. Sorry if the angle just changed a little. I realized I did some math wrong. Everything I've said so far is correct. But after all my expenses, I had a $147 profit that would be based on the stuffed animals. And that is just on the hours spent. I sold, I think, 19 stuffed animals is what it was. So that means I made less than $10 per stuffed animal. And the stuffed animals I did sell were ones that took me around 2 to 3 hours. So that means I was making $5 an hour on the actual work I put into them. So, where that is aggravating is I could understand if I was someone who wanted to do this full time, I would not be making nearly enough to survive off of. It took me, remember, I have a job, I go to church, I do church activities, I'm in school, and it took me about 3 months to make everything. So I made $150 in profit off of 3 months. I'm honestly just not exactly happy with the amount of money I made. And I was really aggravated because at the craft fair, I had some people who just did not appreciate the work I put into it and were saying that they were too expensive. And I just think that's disrespectful because they don't think about how much work goes into them. Like, they were like, oh my goodness, that's $30. And I'm like, yeah, I put easily 2.5 hours into that one stuffed animal in front of you right now. Like, part of being a handmade business is the fact that it's handmade, and that is like the important part when you're buying from a handmade business, is that this is something that is one of a kind, because it will never be made the exact same. I'm a human, so I can't make two things the exact same. Even if they're the same animal with the same pattern, there's going to be slight differences in them. And that's part of the beauty of a handmade business, and I just did not feel appreciated for that, even though it was supposed to be a craft fair. My problem with the craft fair is it is one of our biggest ones, that's fine. But the vendor fees were so expensive, and people had to pay to come to it. They only had to pay $2 to come in, but the fact that I spent $60 on my booth and then all the people who wanted to come to it, I had like 20 sales. So if we just went off of the people who bought from me, they made $100 off of my one booth and my customers. And that's not including people who came and visited and didn't buy anything. So they made so much money off of it. They need to let go somewhere. I know it's to raise money for a school, but it's honestly just a little aggravating because they say they're supporting us, but they're actually not. And then on top of that, I was at this craft fair where the whole point is it's crafts, but there are small businesses, which I support. I will go to your small business and support you, but they are machine-made things. And I'm not talking about people who use like the little circle machines and knit hats or anything. I'm talking about people who buy from manufacturers and then sell that product. And while it's great that you are having your own business, this is not for you. You can go to a market, you can go like to anything else, but a craft fair, in my opinion, should be handcrafted items that are made by the sellers. That's the whole point of a craft fair. When I go to a craft fair, I'm looking for things that people made locally. And I'm trying to support those people who are using art as their way of, making money. But that's just my opinion. Not everyone agrees with it. That's fine. It's just a little aggravating sometimes. Would I do a craft fair again? I'm not sure right now. I think I'm a little butthurt, and I need some time to just cope with the slight disappointment I felt when I didn't sell some of my bigger priced items, which didn't make me money then, and the amount of hours I spent on things that weren't sold. I 100% see why people sell only online and use Etsy and things, because I think I prefer that, because I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, but I can see why people like craft fairs, because if we're not talking about the money, the experience was nice. I did get to see joy on customers' faces when they did appreciate what I made. Like, there were kids who came and visited my booth 10 times because they just wanted a stuffed animal so bad. And I thought that was adorable. And when I saw people I know who came and appreciated, some who didn't even know that I crocheted, even though I post it on my social media, but they just didn't know. And just seeing their joy that it brought them was so fun. And so the experience was fun. I just think when you go into a craft fair, it needs to be done for the experience and the possibility of making a little money. I don't suggest going into a craft fair thinking you're going to be able to survive off of the income from it for even a week. But yeah, that's very mixed feelings. I thought I was going to 100% love it, but honestly, I just have mixed feelings about it, and that's okay. It was my first time. Again, I know going in again, I'll know more what people want. I had some people ask for dinosaurs that I didn't sell, and then there was, oh, wash rags. I had like a little bundle thing with face scrubbers and wash rags, but some people wanted only wash rags, so I'll think about that next time. And I just got myself out there a little. Like, I gave away a lot of cards that had information for people, and so yeah, at the end of the day, I'm happy I did it because it makes me think of those TikToks people make where they're like, oh, I can't believe this happened at that. And then it's like their past self, and it's like, wait, you did that? And it, like, mine would be like, oh, I can't believe I only made this much at the craft fair. And then it'd be like me even 6 months ago, wait, you actually went and did a craft fair? Like, what? And so I'm really happy I pushed myself to do the experience. And I just hope that if I do it again, I don't give myself false expectations again. But that's it for this video. I know I didn't show much for the actual craft fair, and honestly, I don't like videoing myself in public. I also was just busy, and I didn't want people to think I was on my phone the whole time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I just hope you enjoy it. Sorry about the mess back there. That's actually leftover craft fair mess that I haven't finished picking up. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.